I'm so pleased to introduce our next MAS Smart Talk presenter, MaryAnne Gilmartin, President and Chief Executive Officer of Forest City Ratner Companies. MaryAnne's visionary work is on display throughout the city. Named one of Crain's 50 most powerful women in New York, she has worked with some of the preeminent architects of our time, from Frank Gehry to Renzo Piano. We've heard a lot today about the bold ideas that have the potential to shape New York in the years to come, and MaryAnne's work at Forest City Ratner comprises some of the most dramatic developments in our cityscape, from the Times Building to 8 Spruce Street to the Barclays Center, to now pioneering the use of modular innovation in construction in the city. Developing innovative approaches to providing a range of building options is a crucial step in ensuring a more livable New York for all, and I am so pleased that MaryAnne could be with us today to offer us a glimpse into what modular could mean for New York. Please join me in welcoming the wonderful MaryAnne Gilmartin.
Good afternoon. What a spectacular location to discuss innovation and real estate. And I can't imagine a more innovative idea than Central Park. Not only does it continue to soothe us 157 years after it opened, it stands also as a reminder of our impact on the work that we have on future generations. In the history of Central Park and the vision that gave birth to Central Park, we can look to the city's future. As we look to the city's future, it matters all the more. New York City's population is expected to reach over 9 million in the next 30 years. We will, and I say this hopefully, remain a magnet for immigrants, artists, and young people who are seeking the vitality of the world's greatest city to ignite their careers and imaginations. We must create an infrastructure to support this growth, and one that embraces our history, but also embraces new technologies and innovations that allow for smarter, greener, and less disruptive buildings. It needs to be highly affordable, and it needs to be part of a large mixed-use developments. As Central Park reminds us, along with other great urban spaces, including Jane Jacobs' beloved Hudson Street, it is the diversity of a city experience that creates the great urban ballet. To my mind, the modern redux of Jane Jacobs is to do this with well-designed, intelligent, mixed-use buildings. Buildings that not only reach higher into the sky, but deeper into our imaginations. Hyper-dense, mixed-use places, if designed properly, with generous public spaces, proximities to parks, schools, and a wide range of retail and entertainment, does not make for a Blade Runner city. Let's consider Atlantic Yards in Brooklyn. Decades of costly infrastructure needs, important mass transit upgrades, and massive blight translated into decades of inertia. After toiling away for almost 9 years, a stress-tested, successful public-private partnership has finally kicked off and celebrated one of the most transit-oriented, highly sustainable, large-scale, density-driven projects in the city's history. High-rise living need not be synonymous with high-end living. Density can help with affordable housing, too, to create housing with people of diverse means, living in close proximity and near the urban core. It is to honor our city's great ethos, even when there is the give and take of gentrification. There's been a lot written about Barclays Center since it opened just over a year ago, most of it very positive, I'm pleased to say. But it is the housing that will be truly revolutionary. Every city developer, especially those building affordable housing, know that there are 3 hard truths about the things that plague our work: the high cost of land, the high cost of materials, and the high cost of labor. For Atlantic Yards, we add to those costs the need to build a platform, a rail yard, and a variety of other transit and infrastructure improvements. All of this will support 8 million square feet of development, which includes an arena and 6,430 units of housing within 15 residential buildings. The level of affordability, coupled with the massive and ever-growing infrastructure costs, presented many economic challenges. We had to rethink how we might achieve our goals while improving efficiency and cost effectiveness and reducing community impact. We needed a game changer. We opted for a radical intervention. Following extraordinary R&D, we identified a modern means of construction without compromising the integrity of the building, namely high-rise modular. Just as the elevator transformed the skyline, we hope that modular will change the way we build housing with greater savings and dramatically less impact on the community and the environment. And here's how we're doing it. In Brooklyn, at the Navy Yard, we have 100+ union workers protected from the elements in a safe, clean, productive work environment. We've identified 5 major breakthroughs. Prefabrication to the extreme. Our mods leave the fabrication facility fully fitted out with all final apartment finishes. Imagine like a shrink-wrapped apartment. Self-healing facades. Our facade, including the windows, are installed and attached to the mods in the factory. Once the modules trucked to the building location and hoisted into place with a crane, adjacent mods have facade panels that interlock using gasket technology. No welding, no concrete, no pipe sweating. Many of the issues that drive costs for high-rise construction are both time-consuming and risky. All the connections are bolted or use a press fit. Pre-cutting and pre-kitting for the factory and field. 4D computer modeling allows for a process and innovation that changes the way materials are prepared for assembly in the fabrication facility and in the field. Our high-rise structural solution is our final innovation. Our modules are fabricated using structural steel. This is a residential building using structural steel rather than wood frames or standard steel frames. The savings generated in this process will significantly help with the development of affordable housing throughout the city. The added benefit is that modular construction produces 70 to 90% less waste than traditional building methods and can reduce energy consumption by almost 70%. Atlantic Yards is one of a number of very exciting projects around the city, the country, and the world that I hope will go a long way toward encouraging policymakers, developers, architects, designers, and academics to recognize that we can make a radical shift in how we build to celebrate how we really want to live and how we must live in our great cities. Thank you.